Today the Cabinet papers have been released again under the 30-year rule. It might surprise you, and it might not, to learn that out of more than 500 digital documents, only 30 have been released. So much for Britain's secret society. Only 12 months ago, the government released a set of documents that told us that Thatcher had lied when she said there was no intention to butcher the mining industry. We found out from those documents that they intended to close 75 of Britain's pits. Exactly what the NUM had been saying throughout the whole of that strike. The NUM told the truth. Thatcher and her government lied. In this latest release, there's nothing whatsoever about the Orgreave situation, which was expected. There was nothing about the way that Thatcher came close to losing the strike when the deputies' union was on the verge of taking industrial action. In other words, these latest papers, cabinet papers, have been heavily censored. Once again, it tells you that the government does not want the backlash of people knowing what actually happened during the miners' strike and how they lied to everybody in this country. People are saying, should the miners get an apology? I'll tell you what I think about that. I think that everybody in this country deserves an apology from this government that lied, deliberately lied, to the people of this country 30 years ago. In today's revelations, they finally admit that they tapped people's phones. We said that. We said that during the strike itself, that our telephones were being tapped. I know, for instance, that my telephone was definitely tapped. I was having a conversation with my mother when I heard someone say, he's talking to his mother. My telephone was tapped. And now they finally admit that they were tapping the phones of union officials. It was illegal. It's a criminal act to have done that without it being agreed by the Home Office. And I do not believe that the Home Office dared admit that they were doing that. They admit it now, 30 years later. So we have a government now that still blames the miners for the fact that the mining industry has been decimated. They still blame Arthur Scargill. I do not know how it can be possible for those who told the lies to blame the person who told the truth. It's just an upside down society in which we live. And when we hear that only 30 of the digital documents are to be released, and apparently they've decided to release those 30 because they say they are the most popular 30. Who decided that? Which Whitehall Mandarin decided which were the 30 most popular documents to release? It's a scandal. And I think that all of those documents under the 30-year rule should be released and no redacting. We should be able to see what our government did during that epic time. It's a disgrace. And I know now that there were many miners who lost their homes fighting for that industry. There were many miners who were in debt at the end of that dispute. Many families who were broken up fell out with one another and marriages broke up. That is what makes me so angry. And it's time that the government did apologise, but not just to the miners, but to the entire nation.